Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day to you from Algin Gardens. I'm Karen, and it is late October here in North Carolina, and it is about that time, and I'm probably a couple weeks behind in getting our fall garden planted in terms of our garlic in the ground. So that's what this video is all about. I got my seed garlic and we are going to get to planting. First thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to switch the bed that I did it last year. So last year I did it in the bed that was towards the right. And this year I'm going to do it in the bed that's on the left. If I'm facing the garden, that is my right. And that's where we're going to plant it. So we have to clean up that bed a little bit. Right now, there's some garlic, thyme and garlic. I'm sorry. There's some thyme, oregano, and marigold that's still growing that I'm going to leave there until it's completely spent. However, we're going to go around it, clean it up. We're going to add some compost, amend it with some fertilizer, plant our garlic, and then we're going to be done. I just wanted to kind of just show you before we get out there. I have seed garlic, and I ordered this. I pref- I prefer seed garlic. One or two things, because if I go to the grocery store, it's pretty much going to be the same kind of garlic that I'm purchasing, and it's that California early garlic, which is nothing wrong with that. I have some of that, but I got the bigger bulbs, and I'm going to do some Italian red, some Spanish Roja, and I'm going to do some elephant garlic, which is actually a leek. But I'm going to plant that. That's on its way as well. There's nothing wrong with growing from store bought, but you get the bigger cloves and everything when you start from seed. So that's what I'm going to do. I did not save enough heads of garlic, and these are new varieties for me. So we're going to get those in, and at least when the other garlic gets here in the next day or so, it'll be easier for just plop it out in the garden when it gets here. So that's what we're going to do. I hope you enjoy this video. Listen, stick with us. If you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, but join us on this journey. We're just in the backyard hanging out, growing our own food. So before we get out into these streets, I just kind of wanted to show you. These are large, right? So what I'm going to do is every clove, it comes, has the paper. We're going to break up the cloves into one clove. That whole clove is what we're going to actually plant. And we're going to plant it with the pointy side up about 4 inches deep, about 4 to 3 to 2, depending on the size of the bulb or the clove rather. That's how we're going to plant it. So pointy side up, and I dropped, but you get the idea. So even though I bought some, these are totally new varieties than from what I actually grew last year. Now, some of these are very small, so I'm not going to use them. But for instance, this one is a nice size head. So I'll probably use this one. Grab some of the larger heads in here. I have not bought garlic at all this year. I've only used from here, and I cook a lot and a lot with garlic. So I'll probably use that one and maybe that one. These were very good. And trying to remember the variety. This was, it starts with an I, something red. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But yeah, so I have this, the larger cloves I'll use, so they'll go out as well with this batch that I have here. So we are going to be garlic for days. So I'm going to be infusing garlic and onions all over the place. Onions more so where I'm going to plant the nightshades next year, and the garlic is just going to be interspersed with wherever the greens and lettuces and things of that nature go. And I'm going to do the whole garlic bed itself. So yeah, that's garlic, herbs, some other things will be interloped with there. So in general, that could all change by the time it's planting, ready to be planting. But yeah, so I have some pretty small, what I want to say, smaller garlic bulbs. However, some of the cloves are larger. So I'll be going in looking for some that have the larger cloves on them, like this. That's a nice size clove. And those, I'll plant them outside in conjunction with what I have here. So it's a lot of garlic going in, but yeah, it's what we do. Woo! What a work. Just so you're aware, this tool right here, perfect. Between this and this one, I started with this one the other day, and this one just got even better in here. So just so you know, I'm not normally tilling, or I'm not trying to till this, but this was overgrown with that walking crabgrass. And I'll show you some that I have here. I let this bed in particular, like, it was a disaster. It went nuts, that crabgrass, because I was away so much over the summer. And I did not get out and weed once I finally did come in from being outside. So the garden took a toll. However, I just want to show you, this made light work, quick work, maybe 5-10 minutes, and we've kind of got all of this that's embedded, for the most part, so that it makes it easier for me to dig the holes for it. Now, what I'm going to say is I'm getting ready to come across the top with a layer of mulch, and I'll clean out more of the oregano once I lay down everything. So the oregano thyme, I still have a tomato plant there. I'm about to take that out too. Maybe, we'll see. But it's not bothering me, and I don't think it's going to bother where I'm putting the garlic, so I think we're fine. But I do want to say this is what you saw me taking over the top, even though it is that walking crabgrass. What I am going to do is I put it all in a pile towards the edge of the garden area where we mow. It's kind of laid out flat, so it has a chance to dry out. I'm actually going to use that and place that back on as mulch later on in the winter, once it's had a good about month or so of completely drying out. I'll just come across the top of this again, with that layer, because I'm not going to let it go to waste. It's a mixture of wood chips, that I put on last year. So it's a mixture of wood chips and that grass, but we're going to let it do what it do. So you'll see me come back with a layer of mulch on top. I'm sorry, a layer of compost and fertilizer on top before we get to planting. All right, let's see what I get here. So I'll start with the early California garlic. I broke it up already, just to make my life a little bit easier. And I have some that I grow. This is the, starts with the I. I'll post the name of it in the comments. I'm going to butcher it. I want to say Inchelium Red, but it'll come to me soon. So all I'm doing is about, you notice the size of the garlic clove, and it still has the paper on it. Still has the paper, the layer of paper on it. So I started here. So about every 6 inches, 3 to 4 apart, so that you can end up with a nice head, giving it space. All I'm doing is coming in, pushing it down, pointy side up. Show you again, coming down, pointy side up, paper still on. This is so that the clove itself doesn't rot. Pushing it in, covering it up. And I'm going to go down the row, keep going. Yeah, that still has paper. It's a little thin. Coming down, pushing it in, pointy side up. Paper. Again. Pointy side up. Again. So if it helps you when I'm saying 2 to 3 inches down, or however, not too deep. The deeper I go, I find that the bulbs struggle. The soil becomes compact a little more. So literally I'm just going until I can't see the point anymore. I'm not trying to force it to go through too much, and keep in mind that, you know, it's going to be a layer of mulch on top anyway, so should be good. You want it to get that cold because that's what helps it to bulb. Oop. And I'm just doing this with my finger. Obviously you can use whatever you want to make the hole. From us doing the recent amendments, the soil up top is pretty loose, so it doesn't take much for me just to plop this down in there. Into that compost that also has some fertilizer in it, so it's going to get its good nutrients. I may come through, sprinkle a little bit of bone meal as well. Getting old. I'm really not concerned about the little ones, but we're going to go through the rest of these, get them all out. I know. I did put the all-purpose, but my spirit won't let me not put bone meal down, so that's what we're going to do. So, as you can see, we've got everything watered in. If you look at the far end over there, focus. There you go. a little bit. You can see I have some straw that I did put down as a light mulch to start off with. It's still pretty warm, and it's going to be for the next few weeks, week and a half or so, even into November. It's still going to be warm, so I'm not tripping. I have more over there in the field of blueberries. It's a bag over there that has more straw, so I'll get that out later, um, once the other garlic gets here, and then do it all at once. But I'm giving this a good soaking. Tomorrow I have some peppers that I need to harvest. There you go, a bunch of peppers that I still need to harvest. So I'm going to come out, do that tomorrow morning, and kind of bust out these potato bags, see what we have. So I will get that done and lay the mulch down. Don't need to do it all in one day. So we're not. But I wanted to thank you for joining me today on our little garlic expedition. I appreciate you so much for being here with me. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you got questions or if you got concerns, comments, suggestions, I'm more than happy to address them or talk about them. Let's chat. Hit me up in the chats. Let's talk it up. Now, I don't soak. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't soak my garlic. I have not in the 3 years that I've been growing it. I have no problem with the size bulbs I get. I don't know if it necessarily makes a difference or not to soak them. And when I mean soak them, there are some people that will smoke them. Pray for me, y'all. There are some people that will soak them in like some type of fertilizing solution, like maybe, your fish emulsion solution. They'll soak them for like 30 minutes to an hour or so, then plant them, or into your compost tea. I'm not saying that's wrong. It's just not what I do. So if you do it and you've had better results, or you know the difference between the results or seen the results difference, let me know. But this has always worked for me. That might be a good experiment. Let's see. We'll think about it. But again, talk to me. Let's chat it up. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you for joining me here on Algin Gardens. If I never said anything else to you, be blessed. Talk to you.